me for the semifinals matchup of 303 Esports up against Flow State. Laz, how are we feeling about this matchup on to Haven?
Man, we're already on semifinals. We're here for these two big teams. A lot of good history. Haven, you can't get anything better for a best of one, especially on our stages that we're at already with Dilly.
Yeah, really. I mean, I actually think this is the first time we've seen Haven today. So definitely an exciting mix up from the Ascent Bind kind of normalcy we've been experiencing. But something also really interesting on Haven is that double Brimstone lock-in we see coming in. Both of these teams opting for the slow smoker that is Brimstone, looking to get a bit more of that coverage. And also looking to get some of those Molotov defuse or plant denials that we've seen on Haven from Brimstone specifically. There are some rather wacky lineups you can get onto C site and A site with that Molotov. Do some absolute mayhem when you're trying to get situated on that site.
No, and really good points as well. I mean, if we're talking about Brimstone, I mean, definitely with the patch updates and everything, having Brim have a little bit more of a buff. I definitely kind of expected to see him more on the field, and that's good to see that we've been able to see a lot of Brimstone so far in the VSS right now. But again, we're going to have a Brimstone on both sides, of course, from 303 and Flow State, so we should definitely see a lot of those classic execs going to be used with the smoke ability, of course. And I mean, even the ultimate from Brim, right? I mean, that's just game changer on its own.
Yeah, I mean, that is a massive damage dealer for sure. Bossy for the side of Flow State, starting out on defense, looking to trade a little bit of damage there early on, will miss out, and that's going to be 303 Esports storming the B site. Will they stick with us, or will they want to transition over to A? Will be sticking with B, and that may have been the wrong move. Simple cleans up for a double kill before the shock dart burns him down. Bossy picks up a kill of their own, leaving just two members of 303 Esports remaining. Denya trying to make it one, does so, takes down AJ. It's just Flipsy, it's just nobody. Denya picks up the double kill, and Flow State, they didn't flinch for a second.
Yeah, an amazing retake from Flow State. I mean, you can even just see some players just popping off completely. Denya and Simple, I mean, those were the two players, obviously, that just stand out completely. Both players able to get 2 frags each. I mean, even that last shot from Denya through the corner of the wall outside of B, that is just absolutely dirty.
Really, really filthy stuff coming in from Denya. Has already had a standout performance on stream earlier today up against headshot percentage on Ascent. That one went all the way to OT. Flow State, I'm sure, wanting to get this one done and over with a bit quicker than that. We'll see if 303 Esports can say anything about it, saving up their money here on attack. A wise move, see if they can get any sort of damage done onto Flow State. Regardless, they will be able to take the edge off of Denya there. Will they be able to find the kill? Denya reveals themselves just for the quickest of moments as the spike goes down. 303 Esports back away from the spike, but not before Con Artist gets absolutely melted by Bossy and Bood. Sprays down 2 more defenders. Denya picks up a kill as well, gets in on the action. Once again, it is just AJ remaining, but AJ able to take a bit more away from Flow State this time around, taking away 2 kills as a consolation prize. 303 Esports now looking to put together their first full buy.
Yeah, so that's that's one of the biggest things to note as well. I mean, we can see 303, they were able to get the spike down 2 times in a row. Yeah, they're able to get some frags, so that definitely helps for the economy side of things, building that bank. And we can see right now, they're able to get that full buy-in. AJ's actually going to keep that Spectre, so that's actually not a bad decision to use, because now he's going to keep that 3,900, transition that. If they win or lose this could really change the way things go. But you can even see Flow State's money situation. I mean, they're just kind of using whatever they have.
Yeah, Flow State, they can just kind of keep things, a little optional here. They don't need to pull the trigger. They don't need to go for a gamble quite yet, being in the driver's seat. So AJ takes a small 2 points of damage, dashing through that Molotov, gets themselves in a deep position on the B side, but Balin had yet to have been revealed, takes down Con Artist. Bood takes the head off of Flipsy. An excellent start here for Flow State on this bonus round.
Yeah, things are already looking good. I mean, a 4-on-3 situation, Flow State still have the player advantage slightly, but 303, their backs are against the boards because now they're going to have to pull up something big, and both players from Flow State, they're going to actually be pinching through Garage. You can see they're creeping their way through this Brimstone smoke, trying to find a little bit of every corner, every single angle possible, but that Molotov, that's a lineup from 303, so now they're just trying to burn the clock, and they're doing such a good job already, Dilly.
303 Esports may be able to burn the clock out on this one, especially as Monty takes down Boot. Here comes AJ on the flank. Goodness gracious! AJ steals away the round from Flow State, and now Bossy has to get it done here, but simply has no time to stick this defuse. AJ says, I don't even care if you don't have time. Gonna take you out anyways. Goodness gracious. 303 get themselves on the board in a big way.
Yeah, right down to the wire. I mean, big congrats to 303. I mean, the fact that they were able to pull that through is looking a little bit dicey. And AJ kind of being that hero that 303 absolutely needed to come up big. 5-1 is his score right now. It is going to be in favor now for 2-1 for Flow State, but you can already see money is completely spent. But look at the weapons. They got the operator hands of Denya. This could be the big playmaker we need to see from Flow State.
This is a pivotal moment here in the first half. Flow State could establish control right here and now, and it could be just as quickly taken away from them by 303 Esports, who will come up big. 303 Esports already establishing lots of territory on this A side of the map, but they've backed away. They haven't committed quite yet. They don't want to roll the dice this early on. Flow State, they've been put on notice. They're not surging forward yet, not quite yet. But look at this flank forming from Bood here. This could pull the rug out from under 303 Esports. They have eyes on this corridor. Bood wisely not forcing the issue quite yet. But if 303 Esports don't play this correctly, they will very well could fall into this trap.
Yeah, this is a big amount of play and information that's going to be successful for Flow State. So Bood able to have that info. So now his teammates, they're fully going to be stacked in towards the site. You can already see that. They're all over the place, and AJ able to find one, but now Blacky able to return back. So they're just able to pick up these frags, frag by frag, and now all of a sudden Flow State, they're just down to one player, and that's the big flank of the Cypher. And it's a 1-on-3 situation right now. Not a very good position, but they might not expect him to be this close.
Goodness gracious. AJ diced up the competition, and Bood quickly eviscerates it. Oh my goodness, Bood so fast, almost catches the dash, but AJ even faster. Goodness gracious, AJ, do you want to be an MVP? Because that's how you do it. AJ getting it done for 303 Esports. That's 2 rounds in a row for 303 Esports. Frankly, that's 2 rounds in a row for AJ.
Can you believe it? I mean, the fact that AJ has now come up big twice in a row for 303, right down to that wire again. Flow State, they have all the right things that are working out for them, and then all of a sudden the individual star play from AJ just completely dismantles this defense, and they're just not able to make it work. We have ourselves a tie game now. And really, Flow State, they must be shaking their heads from that last round.
Absolutely. We said it as well. That was Flow State's moment to seize control of this match and put their foot on the throttle, but that opportunity has since passed. Now they're going to be looking to get it back if they can, but it's going to take a bit of work. Denya, though, putting in the work, gets that Bladestorm kill, picks up a second as 2 kills roll in for 303 Esports. Denya gets 2 kills of their own, and so Flow State very much still with a shot in this round. That was a big Bladestorm from Denya. Can they convert it into a round win?
So now you're going to see the Brimstone. That's going to be with the spike, going to be transitioning themselves back. So going to be advancing that spike towards the A site now. So Flow State's player is the Brimstone as well. Not a bad player to have on that lockdown, being that anchor for a little bit longer. Still has a bit of utility. I believe that he can burn Valen's going to have to make something work. A Sheriff in hand finds the one, and he's able to take down Blackie. So now he's just trying to find another, but the Molotov, it's going to land right in front of the spike. So now this is a little bit more of a grind here for 303.
Wow, and luckily for 303, AJ was able to snatch that spike away from that flame, but excellent positioning there from Flow State nonetheless to put them into that position off of a thrifty, no less. Valen, very much the team leader here on the Brimstone, taking charge. Valen taking control. Valen on the hunt, looking for more. Valen on the triple kill. Goodness gracious. Flow State put together a thrifty win, retake the lead. Flow State very much alive in the semifinals.
Oh, Dilly, I think we have ourselves a long game. I mean, look at this. Right when you think it's just going to go completely the other way, Flow State, they show a little bit of an individual play and, trick out of the hat. And even then, that's a huge play from Valen. Sheriff just decimating these 303 players. I mean, now that's just a round you don't want to lose if you're 303.
Yeah, that's a brutal loss for 303 Esports, and they've got to be scratching their heads, but they simply don't have time to reevaluate. So now with this thrifty round that 303 Esports has been pushed back onto, they're looking to do onto Flow State as Flow State does onto them. Flow State now, we've seen them get aggressive with some of these flanks and pushes, but this is not the round for that. Say Flow State very much playing back onto site, making the call that it could be a C site play here from Flow State. We'll see if that call ends up being the right one as 303 turn their sights onto B site.
I got the spike.
Is two defenders, Valen right there, right around the corner, ready to go as the cloud burst goes down. There's the Molotov. AJ brought down to 7 HP just from the Molotov from Valen. That's a big setup from them. And Bood picks up the double kill there. An excellent setup from Flow State. And now 303 Esports, they've got the spike down, but they've only got 3 members remaining, and they've only got 2 members remaining.
So yeah, now you're just looking for desperation mode. I mean, there is 2 ultimates going to be available for both these players, so they're actually able to pick up 1. So now it's a 1-on-4 situation, but Simple's going to be able to take him down. But 303, they've done this again. They might not be able to pick up the round win, but the thing to note is that they are getting that spike down. So it is just building that money, and that's very important, especially with how this game is going. 4-2. I mean, now AJ is going to be able to have enough money for that operator, but that money bonus has definitely been panning out well, because you can even see Monsi all the way down to 0, and getting able to get everything he needs as well, utility with the weapon. So this is a very big round for 303. They need to pick this up so that they can kind of reset that money state right now for Flow State.
Yeah, it's as you hit the nail on the head there. 303 Esports, they need to take this round, not if only for their own sake, but to stop Flow State from running away with it. But their job has been made so difficult here from Bossy. Now Denya with the backup. Goodness gracious, Flow State surging forward. Monty trying to stop them, picks up a double kill. That's a big play, but it ends right there. Simple sprays down the rival Sova, and now Flow State in a 3v1. We said last round Flow State can be so aggressive with these pushes, with these flanks. Last round, they held back. They played it close to their chest. This round, they surge forward. They waste no time getting up in the grills of 303 Esports. That's left Flipsy in this 1v2 position. Flipsy, though, with a great deal of information off of that ultimate, knows approximately where those Flow State members are, and he's going to take full advantage now. Go on to the complete opposite side of the map. Flow State now up to the tricks, will rotate around, but it's a bit too late. And so Flow State may concede this spike plant to Flipsy. Oh no, Flipsy's not able to get it done. Oh, heartbreak for Flipsy.
I mean, I really like that play from Flipsy. I mean, the fact that he was able to, bait the fake, like he made it sound like he was going to be running through A main, going down long A. You can see both players from Flow State completely took that bait and just rotated immediately. But it was a little bit too much of hesitation from Flipsy on the 303 side. He was really anticipating somebody to be a little bit closer, and definitely not the wrong thing. I mean, we can definitely see a totally different perspective, but, in the case, he just didn't go for the full plan, which could have potentially changed things a little bit.
Yeah, and that is a situation we may not get to see now as 303 Esports on that on a bit of a half buy. They've opted for the SMGs here. They understand they've got to stop the bleeding now, but look at all that information gathered by Simple. Single-handedly stops that 303 Esports push. Goodness, 303 Esports had 4 ultimates available, and still a single recon bolt was enough to put a stop to that push. Flipsy trying to find a bit of consolation here on A site as his team goes on over towards B. They think better of it after that dark cover comes down, or rather not the dark cover, it's the smoke from Brimstone. So used to these Omen smokes. Seeing these tan ones is a bit different, but Bood doesn't matter what he's working with, will pick up yet another double kill for themselves, and 303 Esports take down Bood off of that Blade Storm from AJ, but they don't have much more other than a spike plant here.
Yeah, they're really going to be banking off AJ to make something work with the knives, but that is going to be a complete mop up really quickly from Flow State. And now we're definitely seeing that flow really just becoming very smooth. That's going to be 6-2 and 303 now. They need to change up their plan. We've seen them go B a lot of times. And it seems like they're not really taking A as much as we want to see, and I'm not too sure why. But right now, we're going to have to see what they can bring and transition into this next gun round, Dilly.
I think 303 wants to go A, and you can see now, look, all of them outside of the A corridor for now, but they're being stopped by Simple. That recon bolt, as we said previously last round, that was enough to stop the whole push from 303 Esports, was that one recon dart from Simple. And so the defense is so staunch from Flow State. 303 Esports having a tough time finding a word in edgewise. See if this round changes any of that. Simple forced to back away from that A corridor, will slink away into the shadows of the site, but that again may have been enough to deter 303 Esports. And here comes Bossy on the flank with the flash. Oh, so close to finding the kill. Here comes the orbital strike though from the side of, I'm actually not sure who that came out from. It could have been 303 Esports to catch Bossy out of position, and very well may have. So 303 Esports with a rare advantage. Can they capitalize?
Yeah, one thing to note that was really important and really critical was that orbital strike. I mean, the fact that they were able to place it right on top of the Phoenix, I mean, that was just not a situation you want to be in, especially when your run it back isn't going to work as much as you want it to. But now 303 finally going to be making themselves go for another attempt towards this A site. Will be Valen to hold it down so far. Brimstone are going to be just on the other side. Simple close by on the heavens as well. So now you're relying on two players. So 303, they're going to be going against these two members. The smoke's going to be coming in. That's from the Brimstone. So now it will be the recon bolt. It's going to be used. Valen able to find one. Can he get another? No, it's going to be AJ to take him down. And all of a sudden, Simple, he's just trying to burn it a little bit longer. Going to be throwing the shock dart, but doesn't find anybody yet. Now Flipsy, he's taking down the Cypher. So now we have ourselves a 4-on-2 situation. The HP, it's so low.
And that's the main problem that Flow State have been encountering, was not being able to put together that flank. Flipsy completely took the wind out of their sails by taking out Bood. Bood has been a key for Flow State on the retake here. Bood is always basically on the opposite side of wherever his team is, making sure they have a push from both angles. And that has been instrumental in completely dismantling 303 on the attack. This time around, 303 Esports had the answer in the form of Flipsy. That delivers them this third round. Very important step for them to make, and more so, a very important revelation for them to make as they start to develop that game plan.
Yeah, and you know, the one thing that we definitely notice as well is, I mean, both operator players from both squads, we're not really seeing them, you know, capitalize and find those openings like they should. I mean, I think even Denya missed at least 1 or 2 shots,
yes,
which again, you can happen to anybody, of course, but you know, when we get down to the nitty-gritty of a game like this, those frags definitely make the biggest impact. So we'll have to see if we're going to see something a little bit different from Denya, because right now, that's a big investment and a lot of responsibility. So we'll have to see, can this new shift of going towards C maybe be the answer for him to find somebody?
Yeah, 303 Esports, meanwhile, not looking to indulge Denya. They do not want to take that challenge as of yet, but you're absolutely right. Denya is going to have to be the difference maker here for the side of Flow State should they want to keep this reign of terror rolling. Simple, though, picks up the kill on the backside there for Flipsy. That's instrumentally important for Flow State. It was Flipsy who put a stop to their retake the last round. Now 303 Esports don't have that option available, and even more so than that, AJ has been brought down to 20 HP. That is not a good look here to try and make it stick on A site.
Now 303 going to be going back to what they know. They're going to go for the other A hit. Why not? It's worked before. It must work again, right? And now they're going to be stuck towards the A long corridor. So now they're going to be able to push on through. Simple and Butte able to find one. But now Bossy's able to get 2 now. So Blackie finally gets the reply back. Takes him down. And it's all just down to him. And now it's just going to be AJ on his own. But that's an easy cleanup, and Flow State now put themselves at a 7-3 mark. We only have 2 more rounds to go, and 303, they need something here, Dilly.
Absolutely. 303 Esports need a breath of fresh air, something against this flow state side. But I do want to say we are putting, some pressure on 303 Esports to perform. But as we say that, I'm not so sure there's too much they can do. I really do think Flow State are just really firing on all cylinders here. This is a roster that's been working together here for at least a couple weeks, if not a bit longer, and you're really starting to see this cohesion come together with Flow State of how they're moving around the map, specifically with Bood on the flank. And Denya, goodness gracious, with the snipe, takes down Con Artist. Bossy comes up big with the triple kill. Valen cleans up, and goodness gracious, that's a team play.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. I mean, it is only going to be one frag from Denya, but that one frag, it just kind of puts it, right in the middle of the mud. Like, they just get completely stuck, and then they have to go for it. They have no other option. And then you can even see his teammates were just able to help him out as well. So they didn't just leave him stranded or anything at all, but that's exactly what you need when you have an operator in the player's hands. You need to find that first frag, and that was a huge pickup for Flow State, and now they're pushing themselves to a potential 9-3.
Absolutely. That would be a dream start here for Flow State in the semifinals. They would get themselves 4 rounds away from guaranteed money in grand finals. Can they make it stick? Denya with an excellent start, but AJ and Flipsy with an excellent response. Flipsy on the flank there takes down Simple. AJ takes down Denya. 303 Esports mounting a big response here in this 12th round. Only 2 defenders remaining as the orbital strike goes down. Won't be able to take anybody out, but it does put 303 in a difficult position as now they push forward once more. Valen will be able to take down AJ, but that leaves Bood in a 1v2. We've seen Bood pick up multiple double kills already. Can he find another to clutch this out? He's got the angle. Goodness gracious, Bood with the big brain. Flow State up 9-3 to close out the first half.
How does he make this work? How does he find the right positioning? 303. They were completely anticipating a totally different play. Oh my goodness, and wow, what a miraculous play and clutch that came in from the Cypher.
Goodness gracious. We said it before as well. Bood is the X factor for Flow State in this match. Bood, if Flow State didn't have Bood ready to go, ready to kill, that was not a round they were going to confidently take. When Bood is there, when he is on the flank, there is simply nothing 303 Esports can do to stop them. They did everything they possibly could. They took down the other 4 members of Flow State. They left 2 members remaining for Bood to go up against, and still Bood outsmarted them. Bood with the positioning takes the win, 15-8-3, having a spectacular game this late in the tournament. What can you say about other than keep going?
Yeah, we've seen so many big individual plays from every single player so far, but it will not be from Con Artist right now. Bood actually going to keeping it going, keeping that fire lit, going to try to find some more frags. Now actually will be a little bit of a response back to Brimstone's, picking up a few frags of their own. And now all of a sudden it is just going to be down to Blackie by himself on a 1-on-3 situation. He does have the classic. He's getting some orbs that he needs, but now Simple going to get the spike down. And this is a tough position to be in because now he's going to have to find all 3 players. But look at this. You can see this crossfire. This is such a tight angle. This is very, very looking unwinnable.
Yeah, I do not envy Blackie in that situation. Would not want to be the one that has to clutch 1v3 up against Flow State of all teams. A valiant effort indeed. Won't be converted into a win. What it will be converted into is a force buy here for 303 Esports. A very understandable decision, especially on Haven. I do think we see more second round force buys than other maps. Definitely would like to see the stats on that, but I do think Haven, A, is a popular spot for these force buys, and B, 303 Esports simply does not have any other option. They've got to get around here, and they got to get around now. Bossy TV looking to put a stop to any comeback talks here. Bossy gets a bit of damage, I think, sent down that C-long corridor, but that's all they'll find here. Flow State not falling into the trap of trying to rush forward too quickly here.
But look at how fast 303 completely rotated. Look at this. 4 members are going to be towards C and Garage. So they completely thought that it was going to be a hit. But now Flipsy, the only player at A, he's able to take down Bossy. But that's not going to be enough. And the spike already gets planted. You can already see 303. They're completely in a bind. They're in the worst position to be in. They're stuck in A-Link. They're trying to go through the tower, but now they're going to have to rely on very crisp way to get on through the site. AJ able to dash his way in. He takes down one, but now it's just going to be down Monsi, and that's going to be that. Denya picking up a double, and now Flow State are 2 rounds away from taking themselves to the grand finals.
Goodness me, Flow State, this is mega. Flow State, not only have they got their way to semifinals, but they are looking to pave their way into grand finals with a statement here on Haven up against 303 Esports. And I gotta say, we have seen so many close games here today. 2 games already today having gone into overtime. Now Flow State looking to break that trend, looking to put down a bit of a stomp here on the 303 Esports. Can they get it done? Goodness, Con Artist trying to put a stop to all that. Does take down Bossy. AJ gets the kill onto Simple, but Monsi brought down to 1 singular HP here as we are in a 3v3. Make it a 3v2.5.
Yeah, 303, they absolutely need this round, but I mean, look at this. Their weapons, they're not the best that we want to see, but they do have some sheriffs. They're going to have to see what they can make work of. They have, and now Flipsy just going to be on the other side of long A. He's actually going to have the trigger discipline, so not going to go for the shot, but he's able to get the spike planter, but he's only able to take him down, but there's still plenty of time to go. So it's not like the amount of time on the clock is going to be the issue. Finally gets planted, but AJ, death from above, because now they put themselves in the 1v1 situation. Bladestorm going to be activated. He now needs to find the right time to get out of this situation, but it's going to be Boo to come up big and take him down and put themselves on match point here, Dilly.
Booed, goodness gracious. Booed with the big brain. Absolutely genius plays there from Booed. I am flabbergasted here from Bood. This has been not just an MVP performance, this has been a godlike performance here from Bood. Completely, and I don't even like to say this, but there is simply no other option. Bood is single-handedly dismantling 303 Esports. Valen having a fantastic game. The team of Flow State having a fantastic game, but at the end of the day, it's been Bood who's been the difference maker here. Bossy will punish AJ there for that hit and run. So Flow State now in a 4v3 as Valen takes down Blackie. Bossy TV on the flank loses out to Monsi there, so bringing us back to level footing as the spike goes down. Monsi looking to send in that shock dart, see if they can find a bit of a snipe. There goes the recon bolt for good measure. Con Artist taking out Denya there through Garage. Now Flow State, things haven't often looked dicey for them this match, but on match point is where it's looked diciest thus far.
It really has, and now you can even see that's going to be a big flank that's going to come in from Flipsy. This could change absolutely everything. So now he finds the one. Can he get the second? Yes, he's going to be able to. And 303, they keep themselves alive a little bit longer.
A little breath of hope there for 303 Esports. Flow State haven't sealed the doors quite yet. So 303 Esports, that's exactly what they needed to get some wind in their sails. Still have an ultimate to carry over to the next round as well. Flow State, 2 ultimates on their side, but 2 big ultimates, it has to be said. The Bladestorm on Denya is going to save Denya from having to buy up here in this round. And Valen, with that orbital strike available very well, could be a site secured for Flow State here. See how this shakes down, because 303 Esports are having some very tough questions asked of them here in this second half.
Yeah, it just looks like the gas is just not completely there. And I mean, now they do get a little bit of glimpse of hope. They pick up another round, but it's definitely a long road to go. And it actually will be Blackie that's going to find that shot. So it looked like Con Artist was going to be able to win that duel, but instead, no, now immediate trades are happening right back with Valen to find another frag, and that's going to be AJ to respond back. So now 303, they're definitely trying to make something work out of nothing.
This is really good here from 303 thus far. They have an orbital strike of their own as well. So gutsy on that C-Long corridor, that fight that Valen took. Couldn't believe the guts on that guy. Won out in the end. Did pay a hefty HP price for the pleasure. But now Flow State may be able to get themselves a free B site here if 303 aren't careful. Booed on the flank once more. Oh, Flipsy! nonchalant there, gets taken out, but AJ finds the revenge onto Bood, brings us into a 2v3. I think Flow State, they've got to let this one lie. Don't think they can steal a round from 303.
So the one big benefit for them is that they actually do have 2 ultimates available. So Denya has already activated his Blade Storm, but there is still the Orbital Strike in the hands of the Brimstone. So they could potentially try to use this as well. They absolutely need to at this point too. I mean, what do you got to lose at this moment? I mean, you're up by 12-4. You might as well just try to see what other damage you can do. If they can take down as many bodies as possible, this can really change everything completely. But even now, it's going to be just Valen just going to be posted up. He actually smokes himself off, so they might not expect him to be here. So now he's just waiting. He's just baiting things out. The sound cue is coming through. So now Denya, he knows they're going to be in the site, so they're going to have to completely go for the big flank. And a lot of pressure now for the Brimstone. And it's going to be Denya to be a bit of a distraction. And that Orbital Strike is coming in, and it's going to be able to land. And that's now just going to leave it all down to Denya to see if they can make this the match point. Can they take this to the distance? No, it's going to be 303 to keep things going a little bit longer.
AJ coming up really big for the team there with that quadra kill. Nonetheless, AJ gets the ultimate in the back pocket, and goodness gracious, have we slept on AJ in this match. 22, 12, and 2. That is nothing to scoff at. AJ with a monster stat line to keep 303 Esports in this game and send Flow State back down to an eco round. Flow State, this is not how they saw these last couple rounds, or these last few rounds shake down. And they are certainly going to want to put this one away sooner rather than later, because 303 Esports starting to build some formidable momentum.
And now 303, what they can do is they have 3 ultimates available, and these are very, very strong and effective ultimates that they can use. I mean, there is 2 ultimates available for Flow State, so we can definitely not take anything away from them. But now it was going to be Flow State that's going to be pushing on through to the B site, so they're going to be able to get this spike down. Shouldn't be any problem. But now it's going to be about that post-plant situation. Monsi able to run on through with the Spectre. Just going to be creeping on the other side of the smoke, and they're just waiting for the perfect time to attack. And even Simple going to be throwing the shock dart. And now the spike, it's already halfway diffused, and that should be diffused very quickly, and that's going to be that. Pretty easy pickup now for 303, and actually taking down a few more before that ends.
Oh, Valen, lucky to escape that one without a death added to the stat line there. So Flow State, they let 3 rounds in a row now slide on over. To 303 Esports. And despite having been on match point for so long, Flow State may start questioning themselves. They may start feeling some doubts creeping in, some second guessing, if you will. So they looked all but set to leave this one done and dusted, but 303 Esports showing they've got some fight in them yet. AJ with a monster performance still has yet to be silenced as Con Artist takes down Denya. An impressive opening kill, but Bossy TV with the response, with the run it back as well. Here comes Bossy onto the A site with that run it back. 303 Esports going to run to the hills from that one. They don't want to contest this quite just yet. 4v4 situation. Bossy, no run it back now. That's been burned. Spike now will start to go down, but here comes the Hunter's Fury. Delays the spike plant, and 303 Esports looking to get this execute done sooner rather than later, but Bood once again picks up the multi-kill. Bood cannot keep getting away with this. Monsi, the lone 303 defender remaining. Bood takes him out. That is Flow State on to grand finals.
I have no words, Dilly. I mean, the fact that Bood's just able to run on through, he's like just reading like a children's book. I mean, it's just so easy for him, and he's able to pick up a quad kill. How does that happen? I have no idea. But a huge play again and again and again that we see from him. I mean, if he doesn't pick up this MVP, I mean, I know there's been some big plays, but man, he's just been picking up rounds on his own completely.
Absolutely. If somehow, someway, Bood is not the MVP, he is the caster MVP, and keep that very much in mind as we wait to see who the MVP of that semifinal matchup was. But has to be said, it was a strong statement from Flow State saying they are here, they are ready to go. But impressive nonetheless from 303 Esports. That is the most difficult position to be in, and they still showed signs of life, but Bood was there to stamp them out. 26, 12, and 5. Combat score 362. Absolutely massive stats from Bood. Massive performance as well. Bood will be looking to get their hands on that HyperX MVP award in grand finals. We await to see who they will be going up against as we take a look here at the final stats and tallies for Flow State up against 303 Esports here in the semifinals.
Yeah, just phenomenal play from Boot. I mean, the fact that he's 26-12 with a 362 combat score, and especially in the semifinals, like this
Oof.
guy came to absolutely play. I mean, the fact that the last round was a quad kill and a huge clutch for them just to get right over that line, exactly what they need to go right into the grand finals. And I cannot wait to see them.
Yeah, absolutely. A massive confidence boost there for Flow State, but maybe they didn't need such a boost. Already looking pretty good is Flow State. And so, off of that, we are going to take a quick break as we await the other side of semifinals to wrap up and send us into grand finals. But that will be all for me here on the cast. I've been Dilly G here. It's been a pleasure to share the Valorant Sunday Showdown with all of these viewers, all of these awesome teams, and of course, the lovely Laz and Cuppa Frag as well will be choice plays filling in for myself for grand finals. Be sure to show Choice and Laz some love. That's it for me here. I'll be signing off, and be sure to stick around for grand finals because trust me, you definitely don't want to miss it.